They don't know when they're going to see their kids. They don't know when they're going to get their next meal. They don't know how long they're going to survive. They don't know where their next paycheck's coming. There's a lot of people that are very uncertain with their next steps of life. So knowing is much more important than living a life of unknowing, spontaneity, uncertainty, dysfunction, however you want to word it. Stop focusing on spontaneous lifestyle. What's good, YouTube? Thank you again for always watching. Without you, I would be nothing. So thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. I know you're going to like this one. So check it out. So right now we live in a world where dysfunction is pretty much normalized, where we have arguing, bickering, all that kind of stuff, and it's pretty much normal behavior. So we also live in a world where people only want to live once. You know, the whole phrase YOLO. They want spontaneity, spontaneous lifestyle, and things like that. I don't focus too much on that, and I'm going to tell you why. So I see spontaneity as something that people want in regards to fun, excitement, things in regards to emotions, but they don't want spontaneity when it comes to essential things like food and finances and things of that nature. So I really come to I want to say I've come to terms with accepting that basically people see uncertainty and dysfunction as bad, but they see spontaneity, spontaneous lifestyle as a good thing. But they all are the same thing. Dysfunction and uncertainty are basically words to describe spontaneity. Who wants a world of spontaneity when you can have everything you want and you know where it's coming from? So, over the last few years, with the pandemic and everything, we had a lot of uncertainty going on for the most part. People were losing jobs, people didn't have food, people were lacking in water and things of that nature. But it was important for people to know that they had access to these things. But if anybody knew during that time, that stuff is really boring. You think of going to buy water, boring, going to buy food, having a roof over your head, the bills are being paid. Yeah, those are things that are essential and they're very, very boring. But when you need them, they are no longer boring. So during the pandemic, school shut down, businesses shut down, the grocery store shut down. All those things, extracurricular activities for everybody, kids and adults, everything was shut down. And so for me, I really focus on those things in terms of knowing to a degree. And what I mean by knowing is this is the exact opposite of spontaneity and uncertainty. And so when it comes to knowing, for me, it's pretty boring. Like, you know, you need food. You know, you need water. You know, you need your bills paid. You know, you need some sort of financial freedom or stability in order to function and get resources for the most part in our society. But in society, those things are deemed boring. Why? Because they're essential. We know we need those things. They're not exciting and fun like going on a trip, like buying a new car, like going on a fancy date night, or going to spend a bunch of money to put yourself on social media and make everybody else think you're cool or you're wealthy when you're not and you're broke. So for me, I don't like living in a world like that. And so for me, I don't like the aspect of spontaneity because all spontaneity is it's uncertainty and dysfunction in disguise. So for me, if you think of anything with, I mean, life in general, you'd rather know what you have coming than to deal with uncertainty, dysfunction, or spontaneity. So you like to know that your bills are paid. You like to know you have food. You like to know you have water. You like to know you have people that love you and support you unconditionally. You like to know you have somebody to lay next to you every single night. You like to know you're coming home to a happy, healthy, stable home. You like to know that you can always be you no matter what. You like to know all of these foundational things. But when it comes to the aspect of spontaneity, that's not something you want. You don't want to come home and your partner isn't coming home. You don't want to come home and your partner's home one day, gone the next day. You don't want to come home and there's no food in the fridge. You don't want to come home and your bills aren't paid. You don't want to have a life where you just don't know what is going on, when your next paycheck is coming, when your next meal is coming, when you're going to see your kids next, anything like that. So for me, I like knowing I'm coming home to my kids. I like knowing I have food in my house. I like knowing I'm financially free. I like knowing I have a community of people who love me and support me and accept me for me unconditionally. I like knowing those things. But if you don't like knowing that somebody is always here for you, that you always have your resources, that you always have food, that you always have water, and it's always taken care of, that all your bills are paid, please go be with somebody else. Go surround yourself with somebody else. Go be around other people who like the idea of spontaneity and uncertainty and dysfunction, because that's how most of the world operates. It's part of the plan. And that's the life you want. Have at it. It's yours. I don't want it because it makes no sense to me when I know I can come home or have a life where I can have an abundance of money, food, water, shelter, a community, than not knowing who my real friends are, who my real family is, that I have food on my table when I come home, that I have food in my fridge when I come home, that I have water in my home, that I have happy, healthy kids to come home to. When a lot of people don't have any of those things. They don't know when they're going to see their kids. They don't know when they're going to get their next meal. They don't know how long they're going to survive. They don't know where their next paycheck's coming. There's a lot of people that are very uncertain with their next steps of life. So knowing is much more important than living a life of unknowing, spontaneity, uncertainty, dysfunction, however you want to word it. Stop focusing on spontaneous lifestyle. Focus on knowing that you have what's coming to you. At the end of the day, you get what you ask for. If you want a life of spontaneity and uncertainty, you're going to get it. Don't start stressing or don't come at me when you don't have the funds, you don't have the food, you don't have the ability to live the life that you want, but you're out here doing everything you want to do and showing off to people that you don't even like or respect, and they don't even respect you or even acknowledge you or go through everything that you go through with you. Understand that, understand who your real friends are, understand who your real family is, understand who loves you for you, understand who supports you for you, and who's always going to be there. Just know I got you. You don't have to worry about me. NS is here for life.